February of 1980, Joyce and I were driving back from the state meeting, and I said, you know, this looks like so much fun. There were two people on the program up there with show and tells of their operations, which were both U-pick operations. And we got back and we discussed about doing this, and it was kind of a long story, but I saw a person that I knew, John Hagmeyer from West Liberty. The last time I knew, he was the city manager over there, and he used to swindle me out of sporting goods when he was in charge of their physical education program. And anyway, he said he was in real estate now, and I said to him, John, would you have any old farms over there? They could be hilly, they don't have to be real fertile and stuff. He says, I'll look. And he called me at the sporting goods store at Sycamore Mall one time, about a week later. He says, I've got something to show you. I said, fine, I'll be right over. He says, no, I'll come pick you up. I said, John, I can leave right now. I'll be right over. He says, I've got to come to Iowa City anyway. So he comes to Iowa City and picks me up and takes me about 2 miles from where we lived. Where we lived, Dan and Kathy Gable bought from us. It was 20 acres there, 22 or 23. And but he took us over to this other place, and there was ice on the creek with a big crack in it, and looking down through there was this crystal clear water with rock underneath it. And I just, at that time, I knew,
that was it.
This, you know, I had to be very cool about this. But John was on our side. He wrote up an offer that had provisions for the neighbors at the highway, allowing us to put a sign up and all this kind of stuff. And Bill Mirden was my attorney. He says, do you want the place or not, Wilson? And I said, we really want it. He said, well, forget all that slop. So anyway, we made offers, and counter offers were made, and we ended up buying that, the current 87 acres, yes. So that's how we actually got in. We started planting in the spring of 1980, and we sold our first apples in 1986. And
you mentioned Joyce, your wife, and she's been with you in this step by step, elbow to elbow in this. I've seen her, you know, selling turnovers and apples, and so what did she think about getting into the apple orchard? Was she as excited as you, or?
Well, I think originally she was. As she gained some maturity, that's what my cardiologist explains when you develop certain conditions, that when you obtain a certain maturity.
Okay.
She may not have been quite as excited about it, but it's been, I'm sure she likes it too, although she thinks she should retire. This is ridiculous, of course.
Well, you've been in it 20, well, you started selling in 86, and it's becoming so very popular with all ages. How do you decide what varieties to plant?
Well, we went out and bought everything that looked good. Now, some experts said there's probably over 7,000 named varieties worldwide.
7,000?
Yes, apple varieties. This goes back to the time, you know, before the turn of the last century, the main drink in the United States was apple cider. And everyone had an orchard. Almost everyone was a farmer back then. And they'd take seeds and plant them out. So there's zillions of, each seed will be different from an apple tree. To make the same type of tree, you have to take scion wood from the type of tree you want to duplicate and put it on another apple rootstock. So there are literally zillions of different type of apples. However, some stand above all the rest. And we think we have a collection that well, we probably have about 50 different trees that are really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And probably the rest we could do without. But there are some that are so much better than other apples they totally eclipse them.
All right, tell me, for our viewers,
Yes.
what are the favorites? Is it September Gold one of the favorites?
Well, that Song of September.
A Song of September, excuse
Song
me.
of
Song of September, not September Gold.
A Song of September, and Ellen, since this could be important to some people who don't have that, it's actually Minnesota's Sweet 16.
Oh.
And no one's heard of that either, see. And so we thought we would be very sly and camouflage the name so not everyone would be planting orchards of Song of September. Mm. And it's a little more schmaltzy, you know, Song of September. Mm-hmm. And but you really don't have to worry in this business because it takes so long to get into it, and there's so much work involved and so forth well,
there's not a lot of competition.
There's not a lot of competition. And so we have over 600 trees of that. It's so good. Mm-hmm.
Is that people's favorite, or do you have a favorite?
That is
that
the
favorite
one of most of our customers at this time. Mm-hmm.